Hey Gemini, this is your September 2022 soul story. If you have a sun rising or your moon is in the sign, this is your reading. It's Romy here. Thanks so much for taking the time to tune into my channel. I so appreciate you. Okay, we're going to open up September with the energy of the Page of Pentacles. And the universe isn't necessarily asking you to try harder this month, Gemini. It's asking you to trust more. And, you know, we have this octopus here and all of its tentacles are sort of feeling their way through the energy. And they already know that there's something deeply valuable here. There's something that's worth holding on to. There's something that's worth exploring and being curious about. And I suppose curiosity is the word that I want to give you for September. I want you to notice this month where you are trying to fix and to fight with the old, because what's really needed is an openness to start building and growing the new. And if we can get on board with that, then all of these feelers that you're putting out, all of these things that you've been thinking about, inspiring, vision questing over, are going to start to reveal themselves in really tangible ways. Now, not only are we into Earth energy with Virgo season, we're also going to be welcoming 6 astrological trines this month, Gemini. 5 of them are going to be in Earth signs, which means that what comes through are things that are tangible. And we're able to build like more solid foundations. Yeah, and I really think with that Page of Pentacles, you're open, you're ready, you're curious, and you're preparing for something this month, okay? But it does require that you allow this reset to take place. Equinox energy on the 22nd is going to help support that. And that you realize that there is absolutely nothing in your current reality, your current set of circumstances, that can prevent you from making these incredibly deliberate steps forward in your life towards the things that you know are going to be better for you, or you know that are right for you. Now, the 3 of Swords is an indication that something has to be released. Something has to be released, because in order to facilitate the expansion, to allow all of the emergence of this new energy, and for us to be able to calibrate it in a way that kind of helps to allow these desires and dreams that we've got to start to show up for ourselves, we have a duty of care and responsibility to ourselves to acknowledge where we're trying to hold on to past wounds and hurts, or where there's situations that we've got ourselves so kind of enmeshed in. And with that octopus, there's also this feeling that something is really complex that you're tied up in, and it does feel a little bit painful at the moment. But remember, courage is nothing more than you taking one more step than you think you're able to take. And not only that, you're also built to handle all of the pressures that are emerging from this exact moment in your life right now. And so the 3 of Swords brings a sense of clarity. It brings a kind of cathartic truth. And I think it is important that this month you are honest with yourself and others in terms of what you want, what you need, and how you feel. And remember, regardless of how much chaos is around us, peace is still absolutely your right. Now, the 7 of Wands suggests that, you know, there are challenges that are emerging here. You are wanted in numerous different ways. Perhaps there's a feeling of everyone or everything wanting a little bit of a piece of you. And yet you sit here in a position of power, knowing what you have, knowing what you bring to the table, knowing that you've done enough right now, and that the universe isn't asking you to do more, nor is it asking you to engage in any battles this month. They are not worth your time or energy. Peace lays within you, Gemini, no matter how many layers are being shattered around it. All it's happening is it's driving you inwards to discover and align with that more and more clearly. Now, Pallas Athena, the asteroid goddess, is shifting into the water sign of Cancer on the 6th of the month. And remember, she's all about strategy. And here we bring an emotional intelligence to the table. And I think that's important in any discussions and negotiations that you're going to be having. You're in a strong position regards that this month, Gemini. But remember, you're going to feel like you want to be a bit defensive, and even Cancerian energy where we've got that hard shell that sometimes we want to disappear into. Try to soften when you're tempted to be overly judgmental, you're tempted to be overly critical or overly defensive, okay? That's the reminder that I'm giving you. Of course, when Mercury is retrograde, it can cause some of that mayhem, it can cause some of those scrambled misunderstandings to take place. You're always more affected by this transit, with it being your natural ruler. And in Virgo season, which is also ruled by Mercury, I think it tends to pack a little bit of a punch. However, through the course of this month, there's something about the humility that you're bringing to the situation that's helping you to identify these fears that keep coming back again, over and over again, right? And remember, all these planets retrograde, we're revisiting things. So this is not new stuff that's coming up here with the Nine of Swords. Yeah, it's not. This is about you acknowledging, here are all of the ways that I've limited myself. Here are all of the things that I've used over and over again to try to dissuade or distract me from stepping into my greatness, into my potential. 70, 85%, something like that, that was once stated in terms of the amount of our fears that never actually come to fruition, never come to that point of reality, is something to remember when we look at the energy of the Nine of Swords. But what I really want to say is you're also deeply protective here. Now, fourth house energy in Virgo season is really bringing that out in you. You will protect that part of you that represents peace, the innocence, the aspect of your essence that needs to be nourished and nurtured right now. So in a way, I almost think that these swords are representative of that chaos and that kind of surface swell that's going on. So it might not even be that so many of these fears are your own. It's almost like the collective consciousness, and you're just making a choice and decision to unplug from it. I love that we actually have the polar bears here, because that energy of the white, so spiritual and divine in nature, there's a purity to that. And so there's also a deep sense of protection that I think comes in around you in relation to that. But just know that if it is your experience that these fears are being activated to a high degree, then again, this is a month where we are releasing as we come into that equinox energy. And that natural seasonal shift is also reminding you that you've come to the end of a cycle here. Full moon is coming in Pisces on the 10th of the month, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. Now there's a sextile to Uranus, which does bring about some surprising revelations here. Now there's a healing capacity with this full moon in Pisces to really look on a situation that maybe has felt a little bit more tender, has left you feeling a bit more vulnerable, and actually something kind of unexpected coming in by way of opportunity. I think there's a third door, if you like, if you've been considering two paths, or there's been two things that have sort of been blocking one another or causing some sort of resistance. The Wheel of Fortune is allowing that seasonal shift to take place. There's a culmination and something coming to fruition around that moon that's really important. Now, all of the owls signify for me that there's some sacred wisdom that's coming from this as well. So it's not just something showing up tangibly. It's also about what you understand it represents at a soul level, if that makes sense to you. So it's kind of like there will be an event or a situation that transpires in and around that full moon, but you're able to go deeper and see beneath the surface layer of it. And even at its surface layer, it's still going to represent something positive. But you understand, I think it's also reflecting a shift that's taken place within you. And it's helping you to kind of find a deeper sense of trust and certainty with regards to things. And this is a month where what we really want is that seeking of inner harmony. We want that ability for you, regardless of the contrast around you, to know that you have the capacity at any given moment to sit in your vision. Yeah, you can't wait for the world around you to change before you allow your desires to start to manifest. And your King of Wands is super powerful in his message around that for you. He's bringing you bravery. He's bringing you heart. He's bringing you the courage of your conviction to follow through and to see something through this month, Gemini. Yeah, you've come so far in regards to something. It's not a time to let go now. Now, that King of Wands coming through with the Wheel of Fortune is kind of interesting. So, we also look at big, grand, bold visions emerging from the King of Wands. And sometimes we have to take a leap of faith. We have to trust our instincts. Tremendous amount of creative energy here. And remember, when we're talking about the kings in the suit, there's a level of mastery that's been accomplished here. So again, this is not you coming up to some sort of situation or realization from a place of lacking experience. This is almost the result and the efforts of something that's been long, hard fought and won. And rightfully so, you should take this position, King of the Jungle here, in some sort of situation as you believe in yourself and you say, yes, okay, I'm ready for this. Now, you may have a fire sign here, or somebody that's expressing a lot of that heart and passion. With the Seven of Wands, there's also a little bit of kind of tension that seems to be surrounding this situation. But remember, there's an emphasis through Libra season, and for you into that 5th house energy as well of romance, to really bring in evolving conscious connections, to really think about what are the ways in which I can really allow myself to grow in this relationship. Yes, it's not a surprise that we're always having desires to want to see the change in other people, to want them to acquiesce and to become the version of them that we know exists or that we hope is there or that we see the potential of. But the invitation this month is to look within the self and say, what is it going to take you to assume that role of leader in your own life and allow yourself the growth? Because regardless of what is mirrored back at you, as I said earlier, nothing in your current reality, your current circumstance, your current connections can or should prevent you from still making deliberate steps towards your growth. And that's the thing that you need to remember this month. Now, the new moon in Libra comes in on the 25th, and I think that there's something really tender around that time, actually quite sweet. So someone or something showing up that makes you feel, okay, this was worthwhile. This was worth it, is what I hear you saying. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and pull 3 cards for the remainder of your reading. Gemini, we're going to continue this conversation in the extended reading. So if you want to see where this reading goes for September, you can join me there. If you're new to the channel, you'll find the link for that in the comment and the description box underneath. Okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and clarify these cards to see what additional messages want to come through for us. So just beginning with that Page of Pentacles. Let's see what else comes through. Oh wow, another Wheel of Fortune. You have some luck around you this month of September, Gemini. And the Tower. 3 of Swords, Ace of Wands. Ace of Cups, beautiful. There's that nice balance and reciprocity with the 6 of Pentacles. Queen of Cups. Okay, Wheel of Fortune coming in with the Fool, nice, and the Sun, how lovely. King of Wands, we have the 9 of Wands, and Strength, okay. Strong Leo emphasis there as well, that might be relevant for some of you. Okay. Gemini, I'm also just going to invite you to think about a question that we might not have covered in the main reading so far. What we'll do is we'll pull a couple of cards to cover this off in our extended version. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just pull your oracle cards as well, give you a preview of what's coming through. So Gemini for September. Okay, Garnet and Lady's Mantle, Womb Healing. Sexual power, sovereignty, beautiful. Okay, we're going to pull one of the Life Soul Vision Oracle cards. This is my new deck that is now shipping in September if you have ordered with me. If you haven't checked out the full cards. You can see that over on my website, romywiser.com. Again, link is in the description box. Can't wait for you to start using it. Let's have a look. Beautiful. Heart energy, gratitude and growth. Okay, Gemini, if you're joining me for the extended, I'm going to look forward to continuing this conversation with you. Otherwise, you have a wonderful month of September. You take care. I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.